Ashley and Shayna, hi. It's been a while since any of us have done a video, um, and this is one that I mentioned that I was going to do in December, I think, um, but got distracted and I kept wanting to make it perfect, um, so it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to do it. Um, I was just having a bunch of days in November and in December, just looking back on our friendship and how we came to know each other and how far each of us has come. Um, though we've maybe had our own hiccups along the way and our own stumbles, we've still come so far, and God has still so provided everything we needed. And it's just amazing to see that, and I hope to see it more and more in your lives. And I feel like we've maybe been in mercy mode, even up till this point. Um, Having been there 6 months, we got to know each other without knowing why we were there, at least fully why we were there. We didn't get to talk about it, and I feel like we haven't talked about that stuff a lot since we got out, and I think that's good on some level. I think that's healthy, and it's been good to just have the relationship without the baggage and without the relationship being centered on any one of us. I know that's what my relationships were centered around a lot, is I drug it into where my issues were what was talked about a lot of the time, and I hated that, and I hated seeing it happen over and over again. So to finally show up at Mercy and be told, even though it was hard, not to talk to people about why you were there, you could talk about anything else, but not that, except with the staff people, that it was hard, but I think it was a very good thing, and I think it's probably a lot of the girls that are coming in that situation. Um, but anyway, all that to say, I hope that we start getting past that and moving on to just a new part of our friendship, and just acknowledging the battles and all. We got to see each other as we slowly broke out of our shells, and God just started to work in our hearts and transform us. We saw all that, and we've seen over the last year, as each of us have hit our year mark, that God's just been faithful. But we've all struggled, and we haven't all been aware of that, and maybe just me more than y'all. And I don't know how aware that you guys are that I struggled a lot too, but I just want us to get to a point where we're honest, and where we share, and where we pray for each other more and more, and just I remember really the first week when we all got there and we met, and I remember each of us came in with our own fears and heaviness, and it's so funny because you can look back at the pictures and totally see the difference. Um, even the beginning pictures of us all looking pretty young, compared to just the women that we turned into while we were there. Not that we weren't before, but somehow even our appearance changed over time, and I think just the way God transformed us on the inside changed our countenance and changed how we presented ourselves. And I feel that that's something I still carry with me, and I hope to always carry with me, and to hold on to it even when it starts to slip away. And I hope y'all do that too, because you're so beautiful, both of you, and I don't know what Mercy would have been like without y'all. I don't know what would have happened if I'd gotten there sooner than I did, or if I had not gotten there until later. God just worked perfect timing out for that. I remember the times where one of y'all would just be having a bad day, and you could just tell it was all over you, that you were just not feeling right. You weren't feeling loved, or you weren't feeling the love on the inside. And those were the days that we just prayed. And I remember praying, each of us through the night. I remember before we even knew each other well, and again, not knowing our issues, not knowing the whole story, but knowing that people were having a hard time even just sleeping through the night because of things that were haunting them from the past, and some of them that weren't so much in the past and were still just so present in the forefront of their minds. And I prayed every night, and I thought, man, if I could just take some of that for just one night. And someone told me when I said that, to be careful what you say. You don't want to invite things into your life that you don't know if you can handle. And it's true, I don't know if I could handle what was going through the minds and the heart of my friends through the night, the things that were keeping them up. But I'm willing to take that risk. I don't know. It's something that doesn't seem that much of a risk to me. If I could take one night of someone else's pain to just give them a little bit of relief, to just give them a chance to breathe, I would want to do that. And I wanted to do that so many times. I remember as we were getting to the end, I remember a first-ish argument or disagreement, I don't know what to call it, friction between you and I, Shayna, and it was when we were doing our aftercare, no, not aftercare, transitional whatever little classes, and we were helping Miss Pam out, which, by the way, always stressed me out. I'm just saying. She just has a way with that, and I'm a little insecure. But I remember my heart breaking when I realized that I had been acting or doing a certain thing that had been hurting you and making you feel bad for a long time. It just broke my heart because I didn't know. And I was so glad in that moment that you told me, and I was glad that we were able to talk through it and that we were able to make it okay. And I always hope that things would remain that way. I'm just so blessed, and wow, to have you guys as my sisters, to have walked through all of this with you, to have seen the change from the things you say to the way you look, and not beauty as the world sees it, but just to see the difference, even the physical difference of just what is coming out of you, what is shining through you. And even though we don't all feel it still now, it's still truth, it's still real, what God did and what He's doing in our life. You can look at yourself in the mirror and you can know that you aren't what you used to be. And that wasn't even what was supposed to define you then, in the past. We aren't self-harm or cutting. We aren't any form of eating disorder, we aren't depressed, we don't deny issues that we need to take care of. But that's not who we are. And that's not who we need to acknowledge ourselves to be. And that's not what we need to let other people put on our shoulders, that we're that person and that's something that should hold us back. It's not. So I want each of you, when you look in the mirror, to see strength and to see a beautiful creation. And I know it's not always what we see. And I know sometimes we feel like those words and those true things are lost, but they're still there. It's still true. You're still beautiful. You're still radiant from the inside out. You're still healed, even when there's slips and falls. You're still healed, and you'll still get up, and you're still so, so very loved by God, number one, that He would never let you go, and He doesn't ever want you to go to where you were before you went to Mercy. But you are so loved by me and by your other sisters, and I just hope we can always count on that and rest in them. I love you guys, and I so look forward to seeing you, and hopefully that will be able to happen sometime soon. But if not, until then, just know I love you, just know I pray for you, just know I care, and that we're still sisters, that we're still close at heart, and know that I can always be here if you need to talk, or if you just need a prayer, or someone to listen, anything. I'm there for you, and yeah, I love you, and I hope to talk to you both soon. Bye.